right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Thanks a million.
Growing up in St. Louis in a single-parent household, understanding how valuable this would have been.
The supersized gift for a St. Louis superstar, how Jason Tatum's hometown will benefit.
Warm Wednesday. No records, but Valentine's Day is a sweet taste of spring in St. Louis. We're tracking changes for later in the week.
Our top story, a gun battle between police and a man wanted for murder.
I just heard gunshots, which is normal.
Tonight, reaction from a South City neighborhood caught in the crossfire.
Tonight, that man is in the hospital after investigators say he opened fire on St. Louis County police officers in South City. Good evening. I'm Mike Bush.
I'm Kelly Jackson. It happened near Virginia and Alaska Avenues in Dutchtown. Robert Townsend was at the scene all day and joins us from St. Louis Police Headquarters. What's the latest, Robert?
Hey, Kelly, let me tell you this. Tonight, police have not told us any new information about that man they say repeatedly fired at county police officers. I can tell you this. He rattled that neighborhood and sent a lot of folks running for cover. Sterling Jones was working inside his South St. Louis convenience store and snack shop when loud gunfire suddenly stopped him.
So it may have been about more than 40, 50 shots.
That many?
That many.
Another startled Dutchtown neighbor asked us to not show her face.
I just heard gunshots, which is normal, but then when I heard it in rapid succession, I just kind of looked out the window, and that's when I saw the cops over there.
A St. Louis County Police Department spokesperson says around 11:30 Tuesday morning, officers with the department's Bureau of Intelligence and Special Response Unit were in the area looking for a recent homicide suspect. Investigators say about 2 hours later, a man came outside in the 4500 block of Virginia Avenue.
They approached a suspect who produced a handgun with a drum magazine. At that point, gunfire was exchanged.
Investigators say the suspect ran between houses, dashed about a block over on Alaska Avenue, and more gunshots rang out.
The suspect was struck, taken into custody, and taken to an area hospital for treatment.
No officers were hurt. Bullets shattered windows on several neighbors' parked cars. Neighbors say the suspect's girlfriend lives in the neighborhood. Police questioned her at the scene. This neighbor has had enough of the gun violence.
Ready to move. Just get out of this neighborhood so I can feel more safe and comfortable.
A police major told me the suspect was shot more than once. We also saw bullet-riddled cars being towed away from that scene. Live downtown, Robert Townsend, 5 on Your Side.
Breaking tonight, St. Louis firefighters responded to a fire at a downtown parking garage. This happened about 2 hours ago near 7th and Olive. Firefighters say the fire started on the first floor in an abandoned Express Mart.
Apparently someone was inside, and it looks like they had a warming fire in their belongings. Maybe the warming fire just got out of control and got to their belongings. So that's what started the fire. That's where it originated from.
There were no reports of injuries. They're still investigating what caused it.
We're also following breaking news in North St. Louis. A woman is dead after she was hit by 2 cars. This happened about 3 hours ago at the intersection of Page and Clarendon. That's in the Academy Sherman Park neighborhood. The crash remains under investigation.
Tonight, 4 middle schoolers and a woman are recovering after a school bus crash in Lincoln County. It happened this morning at Troy South Middle School in Moscow Mills. The Missouri State Highway Patrol says the bus driver was dropping the students off in the bus lane when she hit a light pole. Troopers say she was looking in the rearview mirror. At the time, we are told all the injuries were minor.
Tonight, we are learning more about what led the city of New Haven to dissolve its police department. 5 on Your Side's Laura Barczewski spoke with the mayor and was able to get some answers for the city's residents. Laura?
Mike, this all came to a head when the newly appointed chief resigned. But the mayor of New Haven tells me the problems aren't new.
We had days of no coverage.
City of New Haven Mayor Jason Addison says the New Haven Police Department has had staffing issues for months.
We should have 7 to complete the 12-hour shifts on a 7-day schedule. Our 3 reserve officers, it's really hard to get them to work. One of the gentlemen is a full-time medic, so that requires a lot of time. They're shorthanded.
Addison says they've had a really tough time hiring officers, let alone a chief for their department, because they don't have enough money to be competitive with pay, roughly only offering $21 an hour.
Our police department takes almost 3/4 of our budget just the police department out of general fund.
They were finally able to hire a new police chief in January, John Hallquist, but he resigned 23 days after being sworn in, citing issues he learned about after taking the job and possible mishandling of evidence. A 6-month emergency contract for $59,609 a month was signed with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office.
A deputy has been pulled in addition to the county man hours and assigned to the city limits. Since then, I have been here, since 7 o'clock in the morning till 10. Patrol deputy signs on at 10, takes it till 10, and then a patrol deputy in the zone is close.
Sheriff's deputies are currently investigating the former chief's claims and auditing evidence. Some evidence issues have been cleared up and found to be handled properly. Until the sheriff's office gives Mayor Addison the green light, they're holding off on making any decisions about the future of the police department.
We may have to see about co-oping with somebody, but there's a lot of departments you cannot, I don't know the term, double deputize. That you cannot have one officer work for this department and still work for this department.
The mayor of New Haven says a permanent contract with the Franklin County Sheriff's Office is likely too expensive, but it's working for now and wants to reassure residents they're safe.
Developing news tonight out of the U.S. Capitol, where just hours ago, the House of Representatives narrowly passed a resolution to impeach Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. It's the first time in nearly 150 years the House has voted to impeach a sitting cabinet member. The vote was 214 to 213, with 3 Republicans joining Democrats voting no. All of our local representatives voted along party lines. It was the GOP's second attempt to impeach Mayorkas over his handling of the U.S. southern border. The effort is expected to die in the Democrat-controlled Senate. And tonight, the Republican slim majority in the House just got smaller. New York Democrat Tom Suozzi has just won a special election for the seat held by George Santos. The Republican was expelled from Congress after he was indicted on charges of fraud and stealing from donors.
And tonight it appears the House will hold up a $95 billion national security package passed by the Senate overnight. The bill includes critical funding for U.S. allies, Israel, Ukraine, and Taiwan. House Speaker Mike Johnson is reaffirming he will not consider the legislation without new border policy. Democrats are pushing for a procedural tool that would force a floor vote, but it needs the support of at least 4 Republicans, which is unlikely.
I don't want to sign a discharge petition. It's a Democrat-led discharge petition. That would be like voting against the rule, which I just think is, I know some in our party do that now, but that's just not how I think we should comport ourselves.
President Biden is pressuring the House to take up the measure.
Being able to achieve generational wealth for myself and then change the community and change the place that I came from with that.
Tonight, we are taking a closer look at a hometown hero's plans to help single parents become homeowners.
NBA star Jason Tatum's foundation received a $1 million donation to make that goal a reality. And 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon joins us now to break down the impact of a plan like this. Brent.
Well, if no one in your family has ever owned a home, if you have never made enough money to even have a savings account, if you have to choose which bills to pay each month, these are realities people in our community face every single day.
I have a 3-bedroom, 2 bathrooms.
Jessica Robinson lives in Pine Lawn with her daughters. She rents her fairly new home that boasts a basement and a big backyard.
Have you ever had that much space before?
No.
Her experience is helping her see what could be. She wants to one day become a homeowner.
It's just, something to call my own.
That's what NBA star Jason Tatum, who's from St. Louis, wants to see become a reality for single parents.
I've always been driven to get my money right. As a kid, I watched my mom struggle financially, but she always made what we had work. Her sacrifice allowed me to pursue my dreams.
Now he's announcing plans to create what he calls the Generational Wealth Fund. Online personal finance company SoFi is gifting Tatum's foundation $1 million. Tatum using the funds to help St. Louisans become homeowners.
Give folks the opportunity, right? Just that extra little bit to get them over the hump so they can have that down payment, so they can get a loan and they can have their own home.
It's work Chris Krameyer is involved with every day through his organization Beyond Housing. He's praising Tatum's plan to help transform the housing landscape.
And the fact that he recognizes that having resources to give folks a hand up, particularly when we talk about generational wealth building, it's absolutely fantastic, right? Much needed resources. How do we invest in people and place in a different way than we've done for decades? Because whatever we've been doing, quite frankly, hasn't worked.
SoFi says some 60% of Americans feel they will never become financially secure. This effort is designed to break those barriers. To learn more, you can contact Tatum's Foundation through a link right now at ksdk.com.